Vanessa is an outdoor enthusiast who created a channel to share her adventures in the forest, camping, bushcraft, and all sorts of outdoor projects. Her channel gained a solid following thanks to her genuine personality and how helpful her videos are for viewers. However, in this particular video, she came across something extremely creepy that left her shaken and genuinely scared for her life. Over time, Vanessa has worked on many projects in different forests, building various shelters, which often take multiple days to complete. This means she frequently leaves and returns to continue her work. In this video, she planned to return to one of her ongoing projects to keep working and filming. But unfortunately, she found everything destroyed and discovered some very concerning things left behind.
Bleib hier. Komm. Ich weiß echt nicht, was ich sagen soll. So there is a notification with my name on it. Mrs. Blank, learned nothing, short trousers, and then something I can't read. I'm not sure what really stand there. I wanna piss at you or I wanna visit you. It's such a ugly writing. I'm not sure if I read everything. So you was not there. What a pity. Your camp is now damaged and it's your fault. We see us. So it was something that know me, that know my camp. Nein, nein, geh nicht ein. Nein. And just want to destroy it because it's mine. What an asshole. Here is I had to cover it that I doesn't step inside. And the only thing which is not so much damaged is the roof. So it's not so long ago when I covered it with moss. I spent a whole day for it, only for the cover, because I have to collect the moss. But everything else is just broken, destroyed.
It was obvious that whoever did this knew her personally. It wasn't a random act. Someone knew exactly whose camp it was and wanted to send a message, whatever that lesson might have been. It was a shocking realization for her, knowing that someone might have been following her or at least knew where to find her. But just when she thought it couldn't get worse, what she discovered next left her completely disturbed. After reading the letter and trying to make sense of it, she decided it was best to take it and put it in her bag as evidence. That's when she noticed something extremely unbelievably concerning.
Den Zettel nehme ich mit. I bring this notification at home. Also jetzt hat der Spaß ein Loch. So there is a photo from me. It's the same backpack that I carry today, and it's very damaged. So I'm not sure if it's a wildlife track photo or not, because there is the date on it. But when it's not a wildlife camera photo, that means that this person was in my closer area and take a photo from me, walk behind me, wants to check where I am, what I do. That means that I have this again. I had it all in the past. I had a stalker that write me letters at my private address, which is something that nobody knows, which knows who I am, which knows the places where I was bushcrafting, and take photos of them and send it to me. Look, I found your new camp, and I had this all in the past.
She was left completely speechless, and understandably so. Someone had been stalking her, and she mentioned it wasn't the first time this had happened. It could very well have been the same person from before, which is absolutely terrifying. This individual had been following her from a distance, even taking photos. The scariest part? At the very moment she was filming, that person could have been hiding nearby, watching her from the bushes. What makes it even more disturbing is that she often filmed herself swimming or walking naked in the woods, believing she was completely alone. She never showed anything explicit on YouTube, of course, but the stalker knew he could see her like that from afar, behind the camera. It's clear that whoever was stalking her is a dangerous, creepy individual, likely capable of taking things even further. At least she always carries protection, as she showed on camera at the end of the video. For those who think they've never been followed or stalked in the forest, maybe you have, and just didn't realize it. Creepy Travels is a channel where the creator shares videos of his camping adventures. He usually spends nights in the forest, often around a campfire or in his car, but this time he decided to do something different. He knew about a cabin deep in the woods that was rarely used, so he planned to spend the night there and film the entire experience. On his way, however, he noticed the smell of smoke, which grew stronger the closer he got. Strange for that time of day. As he approached the cabin, he spotted a man who immediately ran off when the creator shone his flashlight in his direction. He began recording again, and this is what he captured.
Hey guys, I never film when I start walking in because I have too much stuff to carry and through some bad stuff. But I got up to this point, my camera wasn't on, it was all put up. I've been smelling smoke. I've been smelling smoke for probably the last 10 minutes. I got up here. I'm gonna leave my stuff down here. Off running beside that tree right there and went back that way, and I heard him for the longest going out that way. He has built a fire pit. See, here's the cabin. Doors open. There's one of those solar light driveway lights that they put in. The fire looks like it's been going for a couple hours at least. Fresh wood on it. That wood hasn't even caught on yet. That fire has been going for a good bit.
He spent a while looking around, trying to see if the man would come back or if he had left anything behind. It was strange. There was nothing in the cabin that seemed to belong to him. The most bizarre part was that when he ran off, he left his fire burning, almost as if he didn't expect anyone to be around and didn't want to be seen. After several minutes of searching and waiting, the creator concluded the man wasn't coming back. So he decided to make use of the fire himself. A pretty smart idea, if you ask me. He sat by the fire, talking to the camera for nearly half an hour. But then, completely out of nowhere, something happened that was both unexpected and life-threatening. Take a look.
Somebody shot. Sounded like a low caliber pistol, 22. I didn't hear nothing hit around here, but it was close. It was very close. I thought I was getting shot. Let me turn this back on wide zoom there for Bull.
It wasn't clear if the shots were aimed at him or not, but the important thing is that he missed, and probably because of that, he ran away. The creator was completely freaked out. He looked around for any trace of someone but found nothing. It was obvious the area was no longer safe, but this raises the question, why did the man run in the first place? Don't judge me too harshly, but after watching a lot of movies, here's my theory. It seemed like the person could have been someone wanted hiding in the forest. When he saw movement, he might have had to leave everything behind and just flee. But then why come back to shoot? Yeah, it's just a theory, but it makes you think, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys think happened there. I'm just grateful that nobody got hurt. Emma and Reese are a married couple who have spent the last 13 years traveling around the UK and Europe in various camper vans. Now, together with their little dog Daisy, they travel full-time in their self-converted van called Romany, which is also where the name of their channel, Romany Pirates, comes from. Throughout their years on the road, they've experienced a few minor incidents here and there, but nothing too serious. Still, it just goes to show that even though van life is amazing 99% of the time, there's always that small 1% that, rare as it may be, can leave a lasting impact. And that's exactly what happened in this video. They were simply in the mood for a bit of adventure, so they hopped into their van and started driving, planning to find a nice spot to stop along the way.
So we're trying to find a place to stay for the night. It's not that easy, is it?
It's driving me mad.
Emma's going mad. So we're struggling. Like in the place that we are, we're really struggling to find anywhere to park for the night. We've checked a couple of places out, a couple of spots. This is another kind of one of those realities of van life. Moments where you're just like, oh, can't find anywhere. I'm getting hungry, Emma's hungry, Daisy's definitely hungry. So I'm going to try and figure this out and see if we can find a place for the night.
They eventually found a spot that was fairly remote, so they settled in and set up camp. They started cooking some food and everything was going great. They were relaxed and enjoying their time together. But once night fell, things began to take a strange turn.
There's been some noises outside. We've heard like a lot of people pulling up. And we've already heard quite a bit of like banging around and stuff going on outside. We don't know what it is, we don't know what's happening. I said to Reese to like go and check and see. Daddy's had a look out. We can see quite a few people, quite a few cars.
I don't want to get outside because I don't know what I'm walking into.
I've had to like feed Daisy like 5 sausages already because as soon as she heard noises she started barking. So I'm just trying to keep her as quiet as I possibly can do. I feel like summer feels really. I don't like the feeling of it.
It'll be alright, it'll drive off.
Hang on, shh. Can hear people coming round. Right, so we've driven about, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah, about 30 minutes down the road.
We've found another park.
Just shaking.
Poor Daisy, she's literally shaking.
So they basically, a load of people ran off laughing, and we heard them drive off. Had a look at the van. Can't see any damage to the van, but obviously it's dark, it's night time, it's the middle of the night, so...
There was just like a loud bang, so basically like a really loud bang. It was right next to my head, so I didn't know what it was, so I apologise for my language, but it was just this really loud noise, and then like Reece says, we just heard like a lot of laughing. It seems like it was probably like, you know, young lads or something like that, I don't know, but they're obviously old enough to drive because they were in cars. As soon as we knew it had sort of gone quiet, we've just obviously got straight in van, we've driven off, we've made sure nobody's following us. We've come to a place that's on Park for Night.
Yeah, it's
because we didn't pick the last place from Park for Night, did we?
No,
We just pulled up.
We just pulled up. We didn't even know where we were really.
And we do that sometimes. You know, we've done that regularly. We do it sometimes. We just kind of.
I think it from what it sounded like. I think it were just young lads. You know, like I said, old enough to drive, but should have known better really.
The good thing is that they immediately drove off and got away from those people. They believe it was probably a group of young lads, but even so, it's crazy what some people will do just to impress their friends, even if that means scaring someone half to death by trying to break into a van, or worse. Moments like this really make you think about how many unpredictable people are out there, just walking freely among us. VanLife is amazing, but constantly searching for new places to camp and making sure those places are safe does come with risks. That said, break-ins can happen in houses too. The difference is that homes usually have neighbors nearby, which offers a bit more protection. In remote areas, you're far more isolated, and if something serious happens, it could take a long time for anyone to even realize. Thankfully, nothing actually happened to them. In the end, they were left with nothing more than a frightening experience and a story to tell. Roderick's Outdoors is a channel focused on hunting, where Roderick films his outdoor trips and shares them online. Usually, he's the one doing the hunting. But in this particular video, the situation took a dangerous turn. Roderick and his friends were out turkey hunting in a forest, dressed in full camouflage and staying as quiet as possible so they wouldn't disturb any nearby birds. Everything seemed normal at first, just another calm day in the wild. But while they were carefully waiting in the woods, something happened that completely changed the situation and put them in serious danger. Take a look. Another hunter, unable to properly identify his target, mistook Roderick's camouflage for a turkey and fired directly at him. Fortunately, the shot didn't strike any vital organs. It hit his leg instead. While the injury was still serious and extremely painful, it was not life-threatening. He later recovered, but the incident came dangerously close to becoming a tragedy. Situations like this show just how critical safety is when hunting. You must always clearly identify your target and be fully aware of what you're shooting at. If there's even the slightest doubt, it's better not to pull the trigger, because one mistake could cost someone their life. On May 11th, 2025, a video was posted that left many people wondering what had just happened. The footage, uploaded by user Wrigley720, was recorded while he and a friend were hiking through a forest near a park. Everything seemed completely normal at first, but then he noticed something incredibly strange. Every person around him had suddenly stopped moving and was standing perfectly still. Take a look.
Yeah, what's going on here? Got one guy just stood there. He's been stood there for about an hour. This other guy just stood here. This woman just stood here.
There's a guy in trees over there.
That guy just stood there. There's a guy 2 trees over there, and then this woman just stood here. But like, what they just stood here doing mad stuff.
That alone was unsettling, and at first it almost seemed like the people were under the influence of something, as if they had taken substances that made them like zombies. It wouldn't have been the first video online to show something like that, but the situation quickly took a strange and confusing turn when something unexpected happened. Take a look.
Right now they've all just started walking. Just walking away. Just all walking randomly. They're all just stood there, stopped. Now they've all just started walking. Look, she just got on her thing and just started walking. What is going on? What's happening? Have we just witnessed some like... Have we just witnessed some sort of... What was it? I don't get it. What's going on? What? They've just started walking. Look, she's just walking.
Then, suddenly, everyone started walking at the exact same moment, as if someone had pressed a button. It wasn't like the two guys knew all the people around them, which made the whole situation feel even stranger. People in the comments quickly began sharing theories. Most believed the two friends had nothing to do with it, and that it was actually a coordinated prank, organized by the people in the park to scare others. One comment that really stood out came from a girl named Lydia, who said that when she was at university, they used to stage similar social experiments just to freak people out. So that could very well explain what happened here. But in reality, no one knows for sure. Maybe it was a planned prank. Maybe it involved people under the influence of something. Or maybe it was one of those so-called glitches in the Matrix. Maybe that's why I can't remember anything from that day. What if I was in a trance too? That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed these kinds of videos, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. You can also turn on the bell so you'll get notified whenever I post. And if you want to keep watching, click on one of the videos on the screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy those too.